Welcome to A Window to Bourne. I'm your host, Mavis Robinson, and joining me today for our round two is Phil Jacobs. Phil, thank you so much for joining me again.
That's Mavis.
We during our first conversation, there were things that you talked about that I didn't have a chance to follow up on, so I was hoping I could kind of dig a little deeper into your history.
Yeah, that would be fine.
You ready?
Sure.
All right. So, you know, you had these two careers. In the first show we talked about you worked as a barber,
Yes.
and then you switched over and you worked for the schools.
As a custodian.
What made you leave the world of barbering?
Actually, the barbering was great, but I needed to get the insurance, and the town provides a lot better insurance policy than I could buy on my own.
Okay.
Working for myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I had Blue Cross Blue Shield, but not Master Health.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the town carried Master Health, and I did that, and it was probably the best move I ever made.
And I mean, especially now, insurance has become such, you know.
I don't even know how I would have
Right.
paid any of the bills that I had over the years.
Yeah, yeah. When did you make that move?
1972.
Oh, okay, okay. And so how many years did you have in the barbering business?
About 7.
About 7. And did you have to join a union to do that?
No.
Okay.
No, you
Okay.
just get out of school, and then I was what they call an apprentice barber for most of that time.
Yeah.
And then when I opened my own barber shop, I had to have a master's license, so
Okay.
I had to go back and take that master's test, which was no problem because I've been cutting hair all along. I could never see even needing any more than an apprentice
Yeah,
license,
yeah.
as long as I could work.
What kind of test was it?
You have to bring a model in. You have to answer questions on
Okay.
bacteriology, sterilization, sanitation, and then you gotta learn a little bit of the muscles and
Yeah.
nerves, and
So it's a written test part
it's a
of it?
written test
Yep.
and practical.
And then you have to have like a friend of yours
You
that.
bring somebody in as a
willing to get
model,
their
and you
hair
gotta
cut?
give them a shave and a haircut.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they don't bleed to death, you get
You're
your
in.
license.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was actually pretty simple
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I had been doing it for so long
Yeah.
that it just was natural. I wasn't even nervous, and I have a friend of mine that worked in the State House because you had to take your license in Boston.
Oh, wow. So
So
you
instead
actually
of-
drove up to Boston and cut hair?
And I stayed overnight up
Yeah.
there, and then just went to where he works, and we took the subway over to the Board of Registration of Barbers, and I
Yeah.
cut his hair. And,
Do you remember who it was?
oh yeah,
Who was it?
Bobby Gomes.
All right.
But he's from Taunton.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he worked in the State House,
Yeah, yeah.
and he worked in administration at
Now-
the State House.
You also mentioned last time we spoke that you cut hair for Camp Wampanoag.
Yes, I actually worked
Okay.
for Ernie Valeri.
Who's Ernie Valeri?
Ernie Valeri, do you know Peter Valeri?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
his father.
Okay.
But Ernie had a barber shop, and I did a lot of my apprentice with Ernie. And one of the things he did was he used to on Wednesdays go to Camp Wampanoag.
Okay.
So he'd take me along with him, and we'd give the kids out their haircuts. You'd only do it probably twice in the summer.
Yeah.
Because the kids changed, but if kids needed haircuts, we'd go out there and give them haircuts.
So I mean, what was that all about? Was it all boys? What was your
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, Wampanoag's all boys.
Yeah. And where did the kids come from?
Well, actually, one of them was a DeBoer.
Oh, really?
Martha DeBoer's
Oh,
son.
wow, wow.
He was there one year because
Fancy.
he remembers me.
Yeah.
But most of them were from out of town, but it was just a chance for them to go to a little summer camp, and most of them probably only went for 2 or 3 weeks. But if they needed haircuts, they'd have us come in and
Yeah,
give
yeah.
them haircuts.
And that was over on Back River.
Yes.
Near Eel Pond.
Yeah, Old Dam Road.
Was that the same? Does it look the same as
Oh,
it does
no,
now?
it's all changed now.
How
but-
has it changed?
Well, it wasn't developed.
Okay.
So you'd just drive in, and all they had was like little cabins.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
But it was closed up all winter.
So
But every year that would open.
right, right. So Old Dam Road was still there.
Yep.
Fewer houses,
Mm-hmm.
and the camp was on the right.
Right on the right after you
Okay.
went by Commander Cease's house.
Okay, yeah,
Where you could see the water, but you'd drive in a little ways.
yeah.
They mostly did, they had boats and rowboats and canoes and stuff like that, and that
Mm-hmm.
was part of the camp for them.
Yeah, people told me stories that people used to, water ski, and that boating was different. Right now it's very marshy there. Was it the same? Did it you know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Naturally, I think a lot of the silt came in there. They really relocated the canal when Mashpee Island got developed.
Yes, yes.
And for example, Buttermilk Bay was pretty deep, and that's not anymore, but all that silt just comes right down through the canal now.
Yeah, yeah.
Where before the canal was on the other side.
Right, you can still see the old pilings.
Yeah, it came through where the dike is.
Yeah, that was before your time, right? Or when did they do that? Oh, do you remember them doing that?
I don't remember the construction on it. But no, Mashpee didn't develop. When I sit there and say it was before it wasn't before my time, but I don't really remember it.
Okay, okay.
But I mean,
because when you're a kid, you're not really tuned into zoning.
Well, it's just like the bypass.
Yeah.
I remember the bypass going in on Buzzards Bay because we used to walk to school where the police station is now.
Right.
It was a little schoolhouse, and it was okay to walk down there because we weren't crossing any roads.
Yeah, yeah.
And not too long after the bypass went in is when they closed up that little school.
Yeah.
And then that became a catechism hall for the Catholic Church.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh.
So they took that building out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was a nice little school, and where Trench Cleaners is now and Liberty Warehouse Liquors, that was a swamp. And we used to go in there when we were kids and catch pollywogs.
Really?
Oh, yeah, and bring them to school and put them in glass jars and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, I can't imagine that just being a wild area. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice times for us.
Yeah, yeah, that must have been nice to have that.
I mean, every road that you lived on off Puritan Road went straight to Main Street. Came in through the back, but you could just walk down any street and go right down to Main Street and not cross any traffic.
Yeah, yeah.
And the bypass kind of took some people's property away, and it's funny now because now I never go on Main Street. I just use the bypass all the time.
Right, I know. Those Main Street businesses probably would prefer if we kept driving down Main Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the businesses now are not
right
all that good.
Yeah. What was Main Street like when you were a teenager?
It was good, and
Yeah.
it was busy.
Yeah. Would you go down there regularly?
Oh, yeah, well, my barber shop was on Main Street.
Oh, okay.
After of course, now I wasn't a teenager anymore.
Yeah.
But actually, I liked Buzzards Bay. It was a nice area growing up.
Yeah.
I really liked it. And, of course, we had an awful lot of people connected to the service, military. And that's why we had 3 stores on Main Street, food stores.
Wait, say it again?
IGA, First National, and AMP.
Yeah, that's right.
Now we couldn't even support one.
I know.
But, and I mean, they had probably 7 bar rooms. They had a bowling alley.
Yep.
They had the theater, and
Yep.
the theater went matinees every day.
Do you remember the first movie you saw at that theater?
I don't know, probably the earliest one I can remember is Captain Blood with Errol Flynn.
Oh, okay.
And that was, like I say, we got out of school early to go.
That's right, yeah.
To go over there to see it.
Yeah,
But there was a lot of movies, but of course a lot of stuff was not something that would, on the matinees they always had something that kids could see.
Yeah, yeah, but not every movie at that time would be interesting to
I
kids.
can remember watching The Thing. I don't remember how old I was. It was the scariest movie I ever saw in my life, and even my brother, who was 3 years older than me, he didn't deal with that either. But and that wasn't at all gory like like it is now, the original thing, and it was black and white. But as soon as that music would start, you'd get all tensed up.
Right. Brings you right back.
Oh yeah.
Well, that theater was so big too. You know, you really, you know, just that one show on the big screen, you really got fully engaged.
It was funny because I never had been to another theater until probably in my 40s when I went to a theater where they're small.
Right. It's like you might as well be in your living room.
It's like being in a small room.
I know.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But the only thing is that theater sometimes if it was a war story or Western, because there was so much noise, you couldn't even hear what was going on.
Right.
Everybody'd be cheering and everything. So.
Yeah. Now, do you still live in Buzzards Bay?
Yes, I do.
Not the same house, though?
No.
Okay.
No, actually the family homestead was torn down, and my sisters built a smaller house there.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how far back does your family go in town? Were both your parents from Bourne?
My mother was from Wareham.
Okay.
And my father was from Pocasset.
Okay. Wareham, Cassett. And then how did they ever meet? Because they wouldn't have gone to school together.
My father had been married and divorced, and he went to Wentworth, so he had a degree as a pipe fitter.
Okay.
And he worked in the Boston shipyard, but
Oh,
going
yeah.
back and forth was a lot of driving.
Yeah.
So he got a job when they were building the Bourne Bridge,
Oh, wow.
and he got a job working on that.
What, as one of the original builders of the Bourne Bridge? Wow.
And
Wow.
he worked on there. I think he was on that job, I think 2 years, 2.5 years. and
Yeah.
He had an accident. They have those rivets that are pounded into the steel girders.
Yep.
And they weigh about 22 pounds. And what happens, the guy takes it and holds it with a pair of tongs. They heat it up. And then they throw it up to a guy and he catches it.
Oh, jeez.
And then he takes tongs and he catches it in a can. Then he takes tongs, puts it in a hole, and somebody peens it over.
Uh-huh.
So naturally, when you throw something and the guy missed it,
Oh, gosh.
he didn't catch it. So what he said, look out below. Well, of course, anybody down below, they looked up.
Right, right.
So my father had a hard hat on, but he looked up, and that
Yeah.
rivet came down. It hit him right between the visor and the front of his head. And
Oh, my gosh.
it
wow.
crushed his forehead.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
cauterized it, so he didn't bleed out.
Because it was hot.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And now he falls, and of course, there's no railings or anything. So
So wait, so he's up on the bridge.
yeah.
Somebody's up
On the
above.
roadway.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh,
the
wow.
roadway's not really built yet. It's still all
Yeah,
steel work,
yeah.
catwalks. And one of the guys on the ground crew couldn't pull him. He started to go over the edge. They grabbed his feet,
Wow.
and they had to sit on his legs to hold him there until they get a couple
Gosh.
more people to pull him over the edge.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they took him. There was no Toby Hospital then. They took him to St. Luke's
Where's St. Luke's?
in New Bedford.
Okay.
And my mother was a nurse there.
She was a nurse. Yeah.
So that's where
yeah.
they met.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
That's amazing he survived that. I mean, to be.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And he, actually, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't have some problems and stuff, but he came out of it all right.
Yeah, yeah. Did he get out of that business? I mean, did he stop with
Yeah,
that kind of
it
construction?
wasn't too. I'm not exactly sure what he did right away, but about the time they built the house in Buzzards Bay, my father went to work for Buzzards Bay Ice Company.
Okay. Was it? Did
Right
they
where the
deliver
railroad
ice?
station is. Yeah, they made ice.
Yeah.
They froze it, and then they would keep it underground.
Okay.
And then they would sell it. And my father worked there.
So making it ice in the winter and then storing it all
Well,
summer?
I think they.
or-
I'm not even sure. Again, I was small
Yeah.
because I was probably only 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah, so that'd be in the late 40s.
Yeah.
So
No, early 40s.
early 40s.
like
Okay. Oh, right.
45.
You were born in 1942. Yeah.
So I remember him, and I remember going down to the ice house, and of course it was all ammonia. I couldn't
Yeah.
stand that smell.
Oh, okay.
And of course the trains were going all the time back and forth to Boston, and so there was always people around there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he got a job working for, at that time it was called Buzzards Bay Gas,
Okay.
which is now Eversource, or
Oh, yeah. The natural gas
yeah,
company.
natural gas
yeah,
company.
Yeah.
But that was in Catawba.
Okay.
But he got a job working for them. And you take the area in Queensville Park,
Yep.
when they were building all those houses, my father was putting the gas in
Oh,
all those
cool.
houses. So we used to walk from our house. My mother used to make homemade root beer, and so we'd always bring root beer up for my father and whatever. There used to be a couple of guys on the crew that he was
Yeah.
working, so we'd always bring root beer up to him.
They must have been happy to see
Yeah,
you.
and then as those houses got built and people moved into them, we had paper routes. And
Right.
so we became the paper boy, and my sister too, a paper girl for a lot of those customers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty good for us.
That's
And-
great.
And meeting those Air Force people, a lot of them, because we used to only get our rubbish done on Saturdays then, and a lot of those people would say, can you put my barrels out for me? Because
So,
they'd be not
right.
home on the weekend or something like
Yeah.
that, so we'd put the barrels out. So
A little
the
side
tips
job.
were pretty good for us. And
Yeah.
someone would ask if we'd come back and cut their grass and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we used to have, you used to get 2 cents for a soda bottle, and they'd say the soda bottle for us. We'd go pick them up and
Right. Right.
cash them in. So It was really good. The people were good to us, but we were good to them too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of nice.
That does sound nice. I'm fascinated with, just to hop back to your mother, making root beer. That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah,
Do you know how she did it?
Little small Hires bottles.
Yep.
We'd have to heat it up and stir the sugar in it, and then
Uh-huh.
they'd have to go down cellar in a big kettle, and it'd have to cool down.
Okay.
And it had to be done in the dark.
Yeah.
And then she'd pour it in the bottles, and they'd stay in the cellar for like a week because they had to ferment to get them to get the fizz in them.
Yeah. No, and
Plus-
what would she do for the flavoring? You'd be able to buy the
It
little
was a
flavor.
Hires syrup.
Okay.
It was a small bottle, not
Yeah.
much bigger than a oversized salt shaker, but that would make like probably 2 gallons or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Wow. So then she'd bottle it herself,
Yeah.
and
My
it-
mother did a lot of baking. She made wedding cakes, Christmas cookies.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Did she continue to work as a nurse when she was
Yes.
raising you? Oh wow, wow.
yeah,
So
she worked like part-time with the school doing hearing tests and stuff like
Yep.
that, and then she also in the summertime she worked at Bouncer County Hospital to fill in people's vacations, so that worked out pretty well for her too.
I feel like I love stories of parents and grandparents who were doing a lot of that homemade stuff.
Yeah.
And it feels a bit like a lost art. Did you learn any of those things from your mom?
No,
or?
not too much.
Yeah, yeah. What about your sister?
I learned to eat it all.
Yeah.
Obviously. My sister learned, but she doesn't cook. She lives alone now. She doesn't do very much cooking anymore
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
Plus, she's a vegan, so
Uh-huh.
she doesn't eat meat.
Good for her.
She'll come over once in a while to watch TV at our house, and
Yeah.
she's like looking at us eating, shaking her head. But if I make rhubarb pies because I grow rhubarb in my yard.
Yeah, yeah.
And my sister likes rhubarb pie, so
that's
if I
good.
made a pie and she's over, I'll always give her a big chunk of it to take back with her.
Yeah, yeah. So you're, and she lives in a smaller house on the property where your parents built their house. So your dad was from Picasset. How far does the Jacobs family go in Bourne?
I don't know a lot about my father's father. He probably died right around the turn of the century. He was in an accident in Florida.
Okay, in Florida.
My grandmother on my father's side was a Davis.
A Davis, okay.
Which is the Mystery Lane murders there.
Yeah, tell me about that. I've only just started to learn about that little mystery.
Her name was Beulah.
Okay.
And she married her husband, and as I say, they had 3 kids. Her husband died.
This is your father's grandmother.
My
your father's mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
She would be
Okay.
my grandmother.
Yep.
She, I didn't know any of that family because they were all gone before I came in.
Yeah.
But just from my father's stories. But Beulah, her family were the ones that were murdered, and then Irvin Gibbs, who was married to Beulah's sister, after his sister was murdered, I don't know how long after, but then he married Beulah.
Yeah.
So he became my father's stepfather.
Okay. Okay.
But otherwise, so the Gibbs family is related by marriage. But,
yeah. Yeah.
but Beulah Davis is my father's mother.
Okay. And do you know that story at all about? I know Jolly Jane is the name.
Jolly Jane, yeah.
Yeah, and she was a nurse
Yes, well,
but she was from
was
Boston.
supposedly a nurse.
Right.
She never really.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she went as far as some people say. She didn't go very long at all.
Right. Right. Right.
The story is she
was
killed quite a few people.
And she would be hired by a family to sort of be an in-house caretaker.
Yeah, she was pretty likable if you got to know her.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened is people just said, well, she can take care of me, and they liked her and I think that's kind of what happened with all that.
Yeah. And then she ends up, she was a true serial killer.
Yeah, well,
I think
was she mental health was in her family. I think her
Okay.
father, and what happened, she was adopted because her mother died, and then her father was in a mental institution, so they took her and
Okay.
put her in an orphanage, and she got adopted.
Okay, so she grew up, this is Jolly Jane, grew up with a troubled history.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was troubled,
Yeah.
but she ended up being committed to Taunton until she died,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
And-
was in the
And did they, I mean, so in this one family, she killed, I mean,
4 people.
4 people,
Yeah.
but there was a suspicion that wasn't even where she stopped. I mean,
Oh
that-
no,
yeah.
she killed after, and
Yeah, and
But
before.
this is what brought it to a head.
Mm-hmm.
When she killed them, Irvin Gibbs, his father, was
Yep.
also a sea captain, was Paul Gibbs,
Okay.
and he suspected there was something wrong because
Okay.
he saw Jane treating Irvin's wife
Yep.
and giving her a syringe.
Okay.
And he said the doctor, who was from the Falmouth, I think in that area,
Mm-hmm.
Captain Gibbs, Paul,
Yep.
said to him, "Did you order this? Did you order her?" And he said no. And
Mm-hmm.
then they found out that she had forged prescriptions
Oh, wow.
in, I think, Falmouth and Wareham areas, and they went back and she was given them morphine.
Yeah. And was she benefiting financially, or
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think
it was
she
just
had a screw loose. I
right?
guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really know enough about that, but like I say, it involved my family. But my father, all those people were gone before I was born.
Yep.
And
Did he tell you the story directly?
no, I got it more from my mother.
Okay.
Because she knew it. My father, we were not close to my father.
Yeah.
My father and my brother and I just didn't get along.
Yeah.
He got along all right with my sister, but she didn't particularly care for him. It was only because of the way he treated us. He kind of was strict with us, way too strict.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't want to say abusive, but mentally he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but he was good as far as he came home, he made a paycheck. The paycheck came home, he didn't gamble it or drink it or anything,
Right.
he wasn't a drinker, but he was not easy to live with,
Yeah.
even for my mother.
Yeah.
So, as I get older, I understand a lot of that. When I was younger, I didn't,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I really didn't get very close to my father.
How old was he when he passed away?
69.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In fact,
That feels really young to me.
just before Roger was born.
Oh, so he didn't meet your children?
I bought my house. He knew my wife's family.
Mm-hmm.
He'd known them for years because they're from Katomet. And I say my wife, my ex-wife, but that's the Fernandez family.
Okay.
So he was real chummy with them. And they lived right at the bottom of the hill from the gas plant. So, I mean, he'd stop there and see them all the time
Yeah,
and everything else.
yeah.
So that was okay.
Yeah.
So he was happy when I married my first wife. And then when I bought my house, I had a problem with the gas line at the house, and he came over and he fixed it.
Right. He'd be the one to call.
But it was before I moved into it.
Yeah,
And I was going to move into it in June, and my father passed in April.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I had my barber shop then, and I hired somebody else to run my barber shop for a week because my mother was taking it pretty hard. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to be home for that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was married, I was able to help my mother. And
That's nice.
Yeah.
You're a good son.
well, some people would probably argue that.
So so you had children. Did you meet your wife in Bourne?
She was actually, my first wife was 3 years older than me. She
Okay.
went to school with my brother.
Oh, good for you.
But I went to work after high school at Barnstable County Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And she worked there too as an aide.
Okay.
And I was an orderly.
Yeah.
And she had been married but separated, She had a little girl. So I worked there about 2 years, and right around the time I got through there, we started dating.
Yeah.
And when I went to barber school, she'd come up to give me a ride. I'd go up on Sundays, so she'd give me a ride back to Boston and then drive home. So after that, we got married in '65.
Okay.
But after we got married, we were living at her house. There's an upstairs apartment, and we rented that apartment.
With her parents in Katomet? Okay. Yep.
And I worked for a while as a carpenter with her brother-in-law, with her brother, my brother-in-law.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I got into barbering more heavy and worked part-time for the post office because Ernie Valeri's brother-in-law was a mailman, and he had an RFD route. When you want to go on vacation, you got to find somebody to deliver your mail.
Yeah.
The post office doesn't.
Okay. You get your own replacement?
But it has to be somebody that doesn't have bonding problems.
Right.
You got to be responsible.
Yeah, yeah.
So they interview you and everything else, and if you pass their test, then you can be a
You're on the list.
substitute
Yeah,
carrier.
yeah.
So I got on the list. So he used to take the month of October off every year.
Yeah.
And the guy that used to do it for him had a heart attack and couldn't do it anymore. So I'm working for his brother-in-law in a barber shop, and he said to Ernie, why don't you let Phil take my mail route? And I was only working a couple of days a week in the barber shop. So Ernie said, sure, why not? So I did that. So I would work the month of October, and then I would work Christmas, because they had a lot more mail on Christmas.
Did you ever want to get in? I mean, the post office seems like a good
I
job.
was when I had my barber shop on my own,
Yep.
and it wasn't enough to keep 2 people busy. I had somebody else working for me. And I had decided they had a deal where they call it a 20-hour regular shift. You would work 20 hours a week and you got full benefits.
Oh, nice.
So I was going to do that. And the guy that was working for me was fine with it.
Yeah.
And then just when I was going to do it, the guy that was working for me quit.
Oh, so
But he didn't really quit. His father had a barber shop in Sagamore, and he didn't get along with his father.
Okay.
But his father was going to Italy,
Yep.
and his mother said, you got to run your father's shop.
Yeah, yeah.
So here I am going to start work at the post office, because I'm only going to work 4 hours a day, go in at 6 in the morning, work till 10,
Yeah.
and you get full benefits.
Wow, wow.
And then I could have still gone to the barber shop, but I wouldn't have gone into the shop until like 1. So the kid could open up and he could stay there.
Yeah.
And then when it got busy in the afternoon, when
Yeah.
kids got out of school, I'd go in and help them out.
Right. And then that one move changed
And he
everything.
said, no, I got to go run my father's shop.
Yeah.
So he left, and then I said, well, now I can't take the job. So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though everybody at the post office knew I was coming,
Right, right.
I had to call them up and tell them I wasn't coming. But like
It
I
all
say, it
worked
worked
out.
out
It worked
because
out.
I had the 2 years that I worked at Bouncer County Hospital.
Yep.
I already had that 2 years into
Into
towards my
state
retirement.
service. Yeah, yeah.
When I went to work for the school, the business manager said, Phil, didn't you work at Bouncer County? I said, yeah. He said, put that money back in,
That's
because
great.
you get the credit for
Yeah, yeah.
it. And the difference of that is, instead of waiting until 65, I was able to retire at 60
Yeah, yeah.
because of that
Right,
2.5
the
years.
extra years, yeah.
2.5 years on time, 2.5 years on age.
Yeah. Well, Phil,
Worked out great.
I just wanted to say thank you. The time has flown by. I can't believe we're at our limit now. But thank you for coming in, and thanks for sharing these stories with me.
No problem.
And thank you so much for joining us today on A Window to Bourne. I'll see you next time.
Okay.